This is my hot take for 2026. Date people in the same emotional bracket as you. I just think that at some point you realize that just chemistry isn't enough, attraction isn't enough, shared humor, long conversations, intense feelings aren't enough either. You can feel deeply for someone and still be completely misaligned in the most ways that matters the most. What actually sustains a relationship? It's not how strong the connection feels in the beginning, but how both of you handle discomfort. How they communicate when things get complicated, how they respond to boundaries, how they show up when emotion starts being romantic, starts being real, right? This is where emotional compatibility lives. When you've done the work on yourself, right? You've done the work on yourself and you learn how to pause instead of explode. When you learned how to speak instead of just shutting down, right? When you learn how to reflect instead of deflecting. When you start noticing the imbalance quickly. You notice when someone avoids hard conversations, when they disappear during conflict, when they hear accountability as attack, when they confuse care with control. Slowly, you realize that you are the one constantly regulating the space. You are the one explaining why silence hurts. You are the one modeling empathy. You are the one trying to repair things that don't even acknowledge that are broken. I don't think that's relationship, that's a repair cycle, right? You end up doing emotional labor and calling it love. You hold space while they withdraw. You initiate every difficult conversation. You teach them how to apologize. You soften your language so they don't feel threatened. You reinsure them while your own needs stay unintended. Over time, you become their emotional translator, their stabilizer, their guide through feelings they have never learned how to sit with. Because you care and you commit yourself, you tell yourself that this is what commitment looks like. Dating someone who isn't in the same emotional bracket doesn't make you more understanding or evolved. It makes you tired. It makes you overextend. It slowly teaches you to shrink your own expectation. You start accepting inconsistency. You start explaining away the hurt. You start convincing yourself that for basic respect is too much to ask for. You carry the weight of relationship while pretending it's balanced. It fucking isn't. Being with someone who hasn't learned how to self-regulate, how to regulate their emotion, being with them doesn't make you stronger. It teaches you to settle for less. It teaches you to normalize bare minimum effort. It teaches you to confuse emotional availability with complexity. You become so focused on helping them heal that you forget to ask who you are. Real emotional compatibility feels different. It feels steady. Even when things are hard, it feels like two people are trying to understand instead of trying to win. It feels like accountability without defensiveness. It feels like repair that happens together, not something you have to initiate alone. It is not something you have to initiate alone. Both people are willing to look inward. Both people can name their feelings. Both people understand that love isn't about perfection, it is about responsibility. When you date someone in the same emotional bracket, you have to teach them how to care. They already know. You don't have to explain why communication matters. They have already practiced it. You don't have to beg for emotional safety. They help create it. Difficult conversation doesn't feel like battles. They feel like bridges. Misunderstanding don't turn into abandonment, they turn into dialogue. You stop walking on eggshells, you stop managing their reaction, you stop carrying everything on your back. Dating within your emotional bracket means your nervous system can finally rest. It means your needs doesn't feel like burden. It means love doesn't feel like constantly maintaining alone. It feels mutual, it feels intentional. It feels like two people are choosing to grow side by side. You deserve someone who meets you where you are, not someone you have to pull up to your level, not someone you have to emotionally parent, not someone you have to convince to show up. You deserve mutual effort, mutual awareness, mutual care. Everything else is just you doing the heavy lifting and calling it love, right? So start dating within your own emotional bracket. You don't have to be the one to carry. There are sometimes you can carry your partner also, but that doesn't mean you have to be the one giving all the emotional support always. It has to be reciprocative. It has to be two-way. It has to go two-way. Relationships are both hands meeting together. I think, whoa, I went hard on that one, didn't I? But I think that's my piece. That's my hot take. you should date emotionally mature people. Don't take someone's burden, don't take unnecessary burden, right? I think that's it for today's video. It's Tarf. Peace out.